Yeah, that's working. Right, so today's video, style. Style is a pretty big thing. You know how people say looks isn't everything? I mean, in an ideal world, yeah, you'd want them to be right, right? That ain't the real world, mate. Looks do matter. So, of course, you want to look good. You want to make sure you look good, smell good, are good. And with style, again, style takes into account your looks, how you act, and a couple other bits and pieces here and there. So, first things first, your looks. It's the first thing people think of. You know, it only takes around 7 seconds for someone to get an opinion on you. They don't even have to talk to you, they just have to see you. So, of course, you're going to want to seem fairly impressive at first. You're going to want to seem strong, capable, like a man. So, hair. We're gonna start from the top and work our way down here. Hair. You're gonna want it to suit you. You're gonna want it to frame your face well. And from that, it's just a little bit of experimentation. That's it. Just try a bunch of different styles, see which one works best, pick that one. And another little tip. You do not want your hair to be all frizzy like mine is. And the reason why mine is so frizzy when such a mess, because my hair is thick and stubborn. Like really thick and stubborn. I move it one way, it bounces straight back and goes further into my eye. It honestly hurts. And I've heard that one of the measures that you can take, a precaution really, that you can take against this starts with your pillow. Because think about it. With a lot of us, we're tossing and turning in our sleep, and our hair ends up rubbing against the pillow. That builds static energy, electrostatic energy. And it's rather a similar effect to when you take a balloon and rub it against your head. Your hair starts to, well, go everywhere. And so, I'll show you this example. This pillow right here, it's a thick pillow. I like a good thick pillow. But it's all about the pillowcase for this. Notice how this is cotton. Cotton, there's a lot more friction on cotton than there is on something like silk. So to prevent frizzy hair, get a silk pillowcase, use it. Second of all, use something like hair product or oil. Oil works really well. Keeps your hair more, what's the word? It keeps your hair more, like, nutrition for your hair, kind of. Keeps it intact. And oil, it actually works really well for styling out your hair. So every once in a while, throw in some oil. For me, I tend to just use water though. Water, if you're in a rush, water works. And you're going to want to comb your hair as well. Because I used to always do that little mistake of just completely and utterly ignoring how my hair looks. And it kind of affected my self-confidence, let's just say. So, next bit, eyebrows. You're going to want something like this here. This is, actually I have no clue what it's called. All I know is it's a lot like a pipe cleaner on the end. You just get it going through your eyebrows, it picks up any dandruff and it gets rid of it, like a comb or a brush. Your eyes. Now, a lot of people have complimented me on my eyes, mainly because I naturally have a lot of curvature to my eyelashes. Your eyelashes and the way the eyebrow frames the rest of the eye is part of how it's it's part of how it just makes it sparkle. Yes? And then from here, you're going to want to check facial hair. You're going to want to find a good style. Again, it's similar to hair. You're going to want to keep it fairly neat. You don't exactly want it to seem like a hobo or some person who's been homeless for years. So again, find a style that matches your face and frames it properly. And from there, the rest is physique. A lot of people ignore it. You know, oftentimes, say if someone's in a suit, say if there's two men in a suit, one is slightly overweight and a little bit out of shape. The other one, he keeps himself in shape. He goes to the gym a lot. He keeps himself nice and fit. Who do you think's going to look better in a suit? Go on. Answer that question. Honestly, the guy who goes to the gym is going to look better in a suit. Simply because it doesn't matter what tailor he goes to or which store he gets his suit from. If the suit fits, as long as it fits, he'll look good in it. And again, with clothing, with each and every individual person, there's a slightly different color combination. There's a slightly different combination of colors that work well on a person. But if you're not quite sure of which colors suit you, I've heard there's like online surveys you can take to find out which color suits you best. And a general rule of thumb that I've once heard though, if in doubt, black it out. Because black, it's a really nice color. Like, it's really nice. Take for example the emo style, that actually looked pretty good. Until, well, and then, emo started being more, emo. Then black, of course, gets associated with emo, so it's a little less favourable. But it still looks good. Now, take me for example. I like to use fairly dark colours. So, of course, I've gone with a burgundy t-shirt and a jacket. A black jacket, black combats, got the pockets, a real man's trousers right there. And again, with clothing, you're gonna want to layer it. Because say if I took this jacket off, I'd just be wearing a burgundy t-shirt and combats. It doesn't look quite as good. Simply because it would just make you seem a bit more two-dimensional and not that interesting to look at. And let's see what else we've got to cover. Posture. You want good posture, because say if I slouch, say if I've got like tet neck or something, like, it doesn't seem all that impressive. It doesn't command a lot of respect. But as soon as, like, just look at that. That's just awkward. That's just awful. Awful, honestly. But as soon as I straighten up, chest out, shoulders back, and slightly down, see, I look a lot more impressive now. And so, of course, look at that. For your alignment with your neck, head, and back, you're going to want to imagine that there's a string being pulled taut from there down to your tailbone. And you're going to want your body to generally follow that line. It can waver around a little bit, but keep fairly close. And what else we got to cover? Yeah, so on the subject of style, looks, they're a big part of it, but it's not the only part. You want to appear to act stylish. You want to be cool, calm, collected, gotta know what you're doing, seem under control. And you want to be able to do random things and just be able to go, yep, I did it. Say for example, great example here. Like, say a set of pens. You could just get an ordinary pen, use it, do what you do with pens, twirl it around a little, but no one's going to notice that and nearly as much as nunchuck pens. Again, you're going to want to be able to do something cool with it, so being able to casually twirl it round like it's nothing. That, again, I can just go ahead and say, yes, I did that, and carry on with my day. Style is your attitude to the things that happen around you. And a lot of this, it's all in recovery. It's all in afterwards. If during the action, say if I did a similar thing, but I kept on hitting something random like my wardrobe here, or smacking my own wrist and trying to recover, or like doing that like I'm afraid of it, that's not going to look as impressive. You want to be able to casually control it. You want to be able to do stuff like this knowing that you got complete and utter control of it no matter what happens. Heck, I can take a sip of water right now while swinging this around, and I know it's fine. Yeah. And recovery. That's the final part of the actions. Say, with recovery, you can turn any situation into a better situation. So say if I fell off this chair, or, no, that's a horrible example. Say if I was at a party and I trip up. People will notice that and they'll think, oh, okay, that's probably pretty embarrassing. But for me, I would probably get up and be like, right, no holes, no rips, nothing to see here, people. Don't worry, it's fine. That's going to catch them off guard. You want to catch people off guard. Because typically they're going to expect you to make a big deal of things. Don't make a big deal of things. Do not make a big deal of things. And this is actually one of the key parts of humour in itself. If you can be a little bit humorous, a little bit playful with a situation, people are going to assume you have it all under control and that you're better than the situation. So, if you want, like this video here, it's just an introduction to style. That's it. If you want to know more on looksmaxing, which is the process of just making yourself look much better, you can, this one guy on YouTube actually. I'd really recommend you go to him if you're serious about looksmaxing. Maverick. Maverick, he was, pretty sure he was like an ex-model, which, come on, he's the professional here. If you're looking, because it's the same thing with all advice really. If you're getting advice from someone who's average, you'll get results that are average. If you get results from someone who's someone who is properly qualified in something, you are gonna be properly qualified when you come out of the process. It's that simple. And so, style, make yourself look, you're gonna want to look good. You're gonna want to smell good and, well, be good to be around. So, of course, you're gonna want to have good personal hygiene. Like, take a shower every day or every 2 days, and you're good. Make sure there's no dandruff, like particularly in your eyebrows or hair. No one wants to see that. And finally, act cool about things. Be a little bit nonchalant. Well, that's all I gotta say. Be good, smell good, act pretty darn good. Catch you on the next one.